At Central, we all work hard to be teachers of our students. If someone asks me, what do you teach? I would tell them I teach my students. My passion is history, but I teach my students. And then there's Mrs. Lerner. She isn't a teacher of a subject. Mrs. Lerner teaches Klal Yisrael. Her subject is Klal Yisrael. Her passion is Klal Yisrael. Her students are Klal Yisrael.
Our development as a stellar yeshiva that is known across the world for its synthesis of Torah, Mada, in a respectful Torah-ni environment is really so much due to you and to what you stand for.
For me, you are my storyteller. You tell me a story, it's about love and compassion, and you always teach me to listen and trust my gut.
What do I say to someone who has been my friend, my mentor, my colleague, my moral compass, my Rebbitzin? My heart is filled with appreciation, love, and sadness at the same time.
She initially, when we got married, was a law librarian, and then she got a call from Esther Krauss,
yes,
asking her to come and to teach at Central, and that was the beginning of a whole new career. And I think it has been an unbelievable career.
My deepest friendships are from those days. Even if we don't speak to each other the minute we get back on the phone again, maybe sometimes after years, that the shared history, the shared hashkafa, there's something that holds us together after all these years. And then, of course, being part of this legacy of this school that's been in existence for so long. So, very important part of our lives.
In a way, I would say that this is actually the best classroom to learn from, Mrs. Lerner, because there's no curriculum. You just watch Mrs. Lerner. You watch how she shares a kind word with every family member that calls, how she greets her children with such excitement who live in Israel, how she greets every student that comes to meet with her here. And I don't know how lucky I was or why I was so lucky to be placed in this room sitting next to Mrs. Lerner for all these years.
Welcome to Learning How to Become a Rebbitzin 101. Oh, hello, yes, of course. What did the RCA think that they were saying? Hold on 1 second, my children from Israel are calling 1 second. Hi, Shayna! Did anybody see my cell phone? Miriam, it's that you have to teach the Perek of Tehillim with the passion of just, I'll get back to you in 1 second. What day is it today? Is it an A, B, C? The Perek of Tehillim that we are saying is, Abby, I'm gonna call you back. 1 second, 1 second. President Richard Joel, 1 second. Miriam, I'll get back to you about the Devar Torah.
Every month, the GO hosts a Rosh Chodesh Chagiga here in school. And without fail, Mrs. Lerner is there, ready to party, dressed up in whatever the theme may be. Mrs. Lerner is there, she is pumped, and she is ready to dance with our students to really experience Rosh Chodesh with them.
The love and the passion that Abby brings to her teaching, that she is really on fire, and I think so much of what inspires kids is not just what you're teaching them, but how you're teaching them.
I think Mrs. Lerner really represents the embodiment of what Yeshiva University stands for, a committed life to Torah and mitzvos, while also embracing the world around us.
Abby, I've learned from you what it means to be understanding and respectful of other people.
I think that it takes a certain amount of courage today to deal with and to talk about women's issues and halacha. And Abby does it with so much dedication, devotion, respect, and sensitivity and honesty.
I think the approach that Abby has taken, where she really gets into topics in the most deep and analytical and intensive way in analyzing all kinds of issues that have to do with women's role in halacha, was exactly what my daughters need, and I think many other girls as well.
When I teach, I think of you, of not shying away from the very complicated questions that we deal with.
The sky is the limit of achievement, and the Torah is the compass that we follow in our humility, in our modesty, and in our relationship with the world around us. All comes from you, Abby.
Every day in davening, when you show how much you care for those that aren't personally related to you or you personally know, it really inspires me to be a better person and to understand what it means when someone else is suffering and how, as a fellow Jew, we should daven for them and help them heal in any way we can.
Mrs. Lerner, you've been a role model for me since high school.
Returning to Central to work with you as a mentor, a colleague, and a friend has given me the opportunity to see how you really truly care for each and every one of your students.
I've really seen in the Green Neck community that you've impacted so many people positively, and you've inspired me as well as many other girls in our community to be more loving of Torah and loving of Torah Umada, and you're really an inspiring role model to all of us.
At the end of every year of Mrs. Lerner's WYHSG class, Women in Jewish Law, she gathers the seniors together privately. I've kind of asked what it was that she shared. She tells each student there that for over 13 years, their parents, their teachers, their mentors, their friends have all invested in the future of Klal Yisrael. And that now, as they are graduating, they're taking the independent reins for that future. And she wants to remind them that she will always be their teacher. And I want to say to Mrs. Lerner, you will always be our teacher.
What she does with all of her heart. She throws herself with all of her passion and all of her energy into her teaching, and I think that really comes across in the relationships that she has with her students, and I would guess that that's why so many of them, as they leave and go on to college and graduate school, ultimately find a barshet and get engaged. They're back in our house. Droves are back in our house with their wonderful teacher teaching them now the critical concepts of Taras Mishpacha.
These girls are the best girls. I never leave my senior class without reminding them. They really are the cream of the crop. They are facing unbelievable challenges in today's world, and they are amazing. It's a zchus to stand in front of them and teach them.
Mrs. Lerner, on behalf of your thousands of students, thank you for your time, your patience, your passion, and your love of Torah.
Abby, thank you for being funny.
For your guidance.
For being an inspiring colleague.
Thank you, Mrs. Lerner, for always answering my questions and always being there for me.
Thank you, Mrs. Lerner, for teaching me the power of what it means to be a kind human being.
For teaching me what it means to be a true Balas Chesed.
For teaching me how to be a mother and a teacher and a friend, all wrapped up in one.
For always being so real, relatable, and really always reliable.
And thank you for giggling with me at the amazing roller coasters we've had to ride together here at Central.
Thank you for being you, for being so unbelievably idealistic. You've never lost that idealism of our earliest years, and on the contrary, I think getting stronger and stronger. And my love for you grows deeper and deeper.